In the face of adversity, in the depths of doubt, and amidst the world's chaos, there comes a moment, a defining moment, when one must confront their own limitations and take responsibility for their own life. You may have heard that success is a team effort, but sometimes the most profound growth happens in solitude. Sometimes the journey is not shared, and the burden is yours alone to bear. Today, I stand before you to tell you something you might not want to hear, but something you need to understand. I did it alone for 2025. The first step in accomplishing anything meaningful is to take ownership of your life. It's more than just a passive acknowledgement of your situation. Ownership is an active, powerful decision to fully embrace You are the author of your story, the one who decides what the next chapter will look like. It's easy to play the victim, to tell yourself that your circumstances are out of your control, that the world is somehow against you. But in that mentality, you lose the most important part of your power, the ability to shape your future. When you take ownership, you're not just accepting the good, the easy, or the pleasant parts of life. You're accepting the struggles, the failures, the obstacles, and the moments of doubt. You're acknowledging that your successes and your setbacks are both products of your choices, your mindset, and the actions you take or fail to take. This is where real empowerment lies. It is not in blaming others, not in waiting for permission or hoping for circumstances to change. It's in looking at your life, at every part of it, and saying, "This is mine. I own it." The good, the bad, and everything in between. Taking ownership means confronting the hard truths about yourself. It means accepting your flaws and your weaknesses. But more importantly, it means deciding that these are not your final state. Your circumstances don't define you, but your reaction to them, your ability to learn from them, and your willingness to push forward do. Every choice you make, from the smallest decision to the grandest vision, contributes to the person you become. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being responsible for what you can control and working to improve what you can't. The world will tell you to wait, to ask for help, to let others lead. But true leadership comes from within. Ownership means that, even when the world is uncertain, even when others fail to see your vision, you have the strength to keep moving forward. You are your own foundation. You set the standards, you determine the direction. If you stumble, you don't blame others or ask for sympathy. Instead, you pick yourself up, reassess, and keep going. Because ultimately, no one else is going to carry your dreams for you. Every journey, every pursuit of something meaningful is marked by struggles. It's an inevitable truth. Life is not a straight line, and the path to success is never smooth. When you're faced with challenges, it's easy to become discouraged, to question whether it's worth it, or to wonder if the struggle is a sign that you're on the wrong path. Well, let me tell you this. The struggle is not the enemy. It's the catalyst for growth. When you confront the struggles head on, you realize something profound. They are not obstacles to be avoided, but stepping stones to your evolution. They shape your character, test your resolve, and force you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. Without struggle, there is no real progress. Comfort breeds stagnation, and complacency dulls your potential. It's only in the face of adversity that your true strength is revealed. The temptation to quit is always present, especially when the struggle seems insurmountable. But what separates those who succeed from those who fall short is not the absence of struggle, but the response to it. The truly great individuals are those who see struggle as part of the process. They don't back down. They lean into it. They know that by facing these challenges, they are expanding their limits, testing their resilience, and ultimately becoming the person they need to be to achieve their goals. This confrontation with struggle isn't about doing things the easy way or seeking shortcuts. It's about developing the discipline to push through, even when you feel like giving up. It's about embracing discomfort and realizing that it's a temporary state, one that will pass and leave you stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the next challenge. The greatest reward comes not from avoiding struggle, but from mastering it. The more you confront your struggles, the more you learn how to navigate them, and the more confidence you build in your own abilities. The hardships you face today are the very experiences that will shape your success tomorrow. So don't run from the struggle. Embrace it, welcome it, and allow it to refine you. Because in the end, it is the struggle that makes the victory truly worth having. Self-reliance is one of the most empowering concepts you can embrace. It's the realization that at the end of the day, you are the only one who can truly dictate your life. Others can help, offer advice, or support you, but the ultimate responsibility for your success, your happiness, and your growth rests with you. The power of self-reliance lies in knowing that you have the strength, the knowledge, and the ability to forge your own path, regardless of the external circumstances or the help or lack of help offered by others. When you rely on yourself, you stop waiting for someone else to come to your rescue. You stop looking for validation or seeking permission. You recognize that every decision you make, every action you take, carries with it the power to shape your destiny. There is a deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that you are the one in control of your future. No one else can determine what you're capable of or limit your potential. That is yours to decide. Self-reliance is not about rejecting others or isolating yourself. It's about knowing when to ask for help and when to stand firm on your own 2 feet. It's about having the confidence to trust your own judgment and the discipline to act on it. When you rely on yourself, you learn to trust in your decisions, even when they lead to mistakes, because you know that mistakes are not the end, but simply part of the process. It's not about being perfect. It's about being responsible for your actions and learning from every experience. The danger of relying too much on others, whether emotionally, financially, or mentally, is that it creates dependence. You begin to relinquish your autonomy, and in doing so, you give away your power. In contrast, when you become self-reliant, you gain freedom. The freedom to make your own choices, to set your own direction, and to determine your own worth. This kind of freedom doesn't come from being given opportunities, but from the courage to create your own. Self-reliance also teaches resilience. When you face challenges, you no longer wait for someone else to solve your problems or tell you what to do. You face them yourself with everything you have. You build a strong, independent mindset that allows you to adapt, to persevere, and to thrive, no matter what life throws your way. Over time, this builds not only your self-confidence, but a sense of inner strength that nothing can shake. At the core of self-reliance is the recognition that you are the most important person in your life. It is your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions that drive you. By relying on yourself, you acknowledge your own power and take ownership of the direction in which you want your life to go. This is the foundation of true freedom, because it's not about the circumstances around you, but about how you choose to respond to them. You are the creator of your own reality, and there's immense power in that. In today's world, the pressure for external validation is overwhelming. From social media likes to the approval of peers, colleagues, and society at large, it can be easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval from others. We're conditioned to measure our success by how others perceive us, to equate our worth with the recognition we receive from the outside world. But here's the truth. External validation is fleeting, unreliable, and ultimately irrelevant when it comes to genuine growth and success. When you prioritize focus over external validation, you are shifting your energy from seeking approval to cultivating purpose and progress within yourself. You stop looking for the world to tell you that you're doing the right thing, and you begin to trust your own sense of direction. You understand that the value of your work, your actions, and your decisions is not dependent on how others perceive them, but on the intrinsic satisfaction and meaning you derive from them. It's about setting your own standards and sticking to them, regardless of whether anyone else acknowledges or appreciates your efforts. Focusing on external validation creates a cycle of dependency. You do something to gain approval, and once you receive it, you feel good for a moment. But that feeling is temporary. It's not sustainable because external validation is always outside your control. It can be withdrawn, shifted, or replaced by someone or something else. You can never truly satisfy the craving for approval because it's a moving target. The more you chase it, the more elusive it becomes. True satisfaction, on the other hand, comes from within. When you focus on your own values, goals, and growth, you find a deeper sense of fulfillment that doesn't depend on what others think. It's in those quiet moments when you know you've given your best effort, when you've done something because it aligned with your personal vision, that you experience lasting satisfaction. You stop measuring yourself by others' standards and start defining success on your own terms. Moreover, focusing on external validation can distort your purpose. When you're constantly looking for others to approve of what you're doing, you may stray from what truly matters to you. You might take paths or make choices, not because they resonate with your own values, but because they'll gain the most recognition or admiration. This kind of external influence can lead you away from your authentic self, and in the process you lose sight of the very thing that makes your work meaningful in the first place. By choosing focus over external validation, you embrace the idea that your worth is not determined by others. It's determined by your own commitment to growth, your dedication to your values, and your ability to stay true to what you believe in. The approval of others may come, but it's a bonus, not the foundation. You begin to take pride in the work you do, not because someone applauds it, but because it aligns with your personal mission. When you stop living for the validation of others, you free yourself to create, innovate, and live authentically. The key to true success lies in self-assurance. Once you learn to validate yourself, you no longer need the world's approval to feel worthy. You can confidently follow your path, knowing that your decisions and actions are aligned with your purpose. It is this inner validation that leads to a deeper, more sustainable fulfillment, one that is not subject to the whims of others, but is rooted firmly in who you are and what you want to achieve. Consistency in isolation is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked forces that drives true success. In a world that is constantly demanding your attention and vying for your time, it can be easy to get distracted by the noise, the opinions of others, or the immediate rewards that come from social engagement. But the real work, the work that transforms you and sets you apart, happens in those quiet, solitary moments when no one is watching, when no applause is heard, and when success feels like it's a distant dream. Consistency in isolation means showing up every day, even when you're alone, when no one is there to pat you on the back or to remind you of why you're doing what you're doing. It's about developing the discipline to continue working on your goals, regardless of the external recognition, regardless of how challenging the journey may seem. It's in these moments of solitude that true mastery is built, because there's no one else around to distract you from the work at hand. When you're consistently doing the hard work behind closed doors, you start to develop a quiet sense of pride in what you're building. This isn't the pride that comes from immediate recognition or compliments. This is the pride that grows in the silence, the kind that is forged in persistence, in the dedication to show up every single day. It's a sense of accomplishment that comes from knowing that even when no one else is looking, you are putting in the effort that will ultimately pay off. Isolation can feel daunting. It can stir up feelings of loneliness, self-doubt, and fear. The temptation to seek external validation or to check in with others for reassurance is strong, but it is precisely in these moments that your growth accelerates. By committing to consistency during times of isolation, you are building more than just a skill or completing a task. You are building your character. You're training yourself to be resilient, to push forward even when the reward seems distant, and to trust that your efforts, no matter how small they seem in the moment, are accumulating towards something meaningful. This process is not glamorous. It's not filled with praise or recognition. Instead, it's quiet, it's focused, and it requires you to dig deep into your own well of determination and perseverance. But the beauty of consistency in isolation lies in the long-term payoff. Every day you show up, every task you complete, and every challenge you face, without the need for applause, is one step closer to becoming the person you need to be. In the absence of external validation, you begin to develop an internal drive that is unshakable. You trust yourself more, knowing that the work you're doing is leading somewhere, even if the results aren't immediately apparent. It's in isolation that you learn to depend on your own standards, to take pride in your progress without needing anyone else to acknowledge it. And this, in turn, builds an inner fortitude that can't be touched by the fleeting opinions of others or by temporary setbacks. Consistency in isolation teaches you the art of delayed gratification. It requires you to trust that the small actions you take today will pay off tomorrow. It's the belief that every effort, every hour of work is worth it, even when the immediate rewards are unseen. The most successful individuals are often those who have mastered this quiet, consistent effort. They've learned that it's not about the applause or the recognition, but about the process, the dedication, and the ability to persist when no one else is watching. So in those moments when you find yourself working alone, when the road ahead seems long and the outcome uncertain, remember this: your commitment to consistency in isolation is what will ultimately set you apart. The work you do in these quiet, uncelebrated moments is the foundation for everything that comes next. And when the time comes for others to notice, you will already have built something solid, something real, because you stayed consistent even in the silence. Doubt is an inevitable companion on the journey to success. No matter how certain you are of your goals, how clear your vision may seem, doubt will inevitably creep in. It's natural to question yourself when things aren't going as planned, or when obstacles arise that seem insurmountable. It's easy to look at the road ahead and feel uncertain, to wonder if your efforts are worth it or whether you're on the right path. But it is not doubt itself that defines you. It's how you respond to it. Resilience through doubt is the ability to keep moving forward even when uncertainty clouds your judgment and when the voices in your head question your every step. Doubt is not the enemy. It's a challenge, a test that pushes you to grow. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to wrestle with your fears, and to determine whether your commitment to your goals is strong enough to withstand the uncertainty. In those moments of doubt, you have a choice. You can either give in to it, letting it paralyze you and stop you in your tracks, or you can use it as fuel to move forward with even more determination. Resilience isn't about being unshaken. It's not about having unbreakable confidence at all times. It's about accepting that doubt will come and learning to deal with it without allowing it to derail you. When doubt arises, it's a signal that you're pushing your boundaries. It's a sign that you're doing something important, something that matters. The bigger the goal, the louder the doubt will often be, because you are venturing into territory where the outcome is uncertain and where the stakes are high. But that is precisely where growth occurs. Instead of trying to eliminate doubt, learn to coexist with it. Doubt doesn't have to stop you. It can simply be a reminder that you're pushing past your comfort zone. The key is not to let it dictate your actions. Resilient individuals understand that doubt is a temporary feeling, a fleeting moment in the grand scheme of their journey. They accept it, acknowledge it, but they don't let it hold them back. They move forward regardless, trusting that their persistence will lead them through. Resilience through doubt is built on the foundation of self-belief and the understanding that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Every successful person has faced moments of uncertainty, fear, and hesitation. What sets them apart is not the absence of doubt, but their ability to keep moving forward despite it. They understand that every great achievement requires pushing through the moments when you don't feel like it, when the outcome is unclear, and when you feel alone in your efforts. It's in these moments that your true strength is revealed. Doubt has the potential to make you stronger if you let it. It forces you to reflect on why you started, to revisit your vision, and to test the resolve of your commitment. It compels you to grow, to refine your strategy, and to sharpen your focus. Through resilience, you learn to see doubt not as an obstacle, but as a necessary part of the journey. You learn to embrace it as an indicator that you're on the right path, because only by pushing past doubt can you ever hope to achieve greatness. When you encounter doubt, don't shy away from it. Instead, recognize it as a signal that you're being challenged and that you're moving in the right direction. Doubt is not a reflection of your inability. It's a reflection of your ambition. The more you face doubt and move forward anyway, the more resilient you become. And over time, you'll come to realize that resilience isn't about never doubting yourself. It's about continuing to move forward in spite of it, trusting that each step you take brings you closer to your goals. Your own vision is the guiding force that drives every meaningful pursuit in your life. It's the blueprint of who you want to become, what you want to achieve, and how you want to live. Without a vision, you are like a ship without a rudder, adrift in a vast ocean, subject to the whims of circumstances and the opinions of others. With a clear vision, however, you possess a sense of purpose, a compass that directs your efforts and helps you navigate the inevitable challenges along the way. Having your own vision means you are not merely reacting to life, but actively shaping it. It requires you to step back and consider what truly matters to you, what aligns with your values, and what your life could look like if you fully committed to your potential. This vision is personal. It is not something borrowed from others or influenced by the expectations of society, family, or peers. It's uniquely yours, shaped by your experiences, your passions, and your desires. A strong vision gives you clarity and focus. In moments of confusion, when distractions threaten to pull you off course, it serves as a reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. When the road is long and the path is unclear, your vision provides the motivation to keep going. It is the anchor in a world full of distractions. It's what pushes you to persevere even when things get tough, because you know that each step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the life you envision. Too often, people allow external influences to shape their vision. They look around at others and measure their success based on societal standards, money, status, or approval. But it's about digging deep into yourself to understand what you truly want, what brings you joy, and what makes you feel alive. This requires introspection and a willingness to step away from the noise to listen to your inner voice. Creating and committing to your own vision takes courage. It means rejecting the notion that you should follow a prescribed path because it's what others expect. It's about boldly choosing to follow a course that might be uncertain, unconventional, or even misunderstood by others. But when you have your own vision, you develop the confidence to trust in your path, even when the outcome is not immediately clear. The process of creating that vision forces you to face who you are, what you truly desire, and what you're willing to do to get there. It requires you to be honest with yourself, to understand your limitations, and to recognize your strengths. Your vision doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to have every detail mapped out from the beginning. In fact, it's likely to evolve over time as you grow, as you learn from experiences, and as new opportunities emerge. What matters is that you have something to guide you, something that centers you when life gets chaotic. Your vision is the fuel that keeps you going when motivation wanes, and the light that keeps you focused when the world around you seems uncertain. At its core, your vision is about the person you want to become, not just the achievements you want to reach. It's a reflection of your values, your principles, and your deepest aspirations. It's a reminder that you are in control of your journey and that every choice you make contributes to the person you are becoming. You don't have to live by the standards set by others. You have the power to create a life that aligns with your own vision. Ultimately, the clarity of your vision determines the quality of your life. If you allow your vision to guide you, it becomes a powerful tool for personal growth, success, and fulfillment. You are no longer lost in the chaos of external demands, but are instead grounded in a purpose that is true to who you are and what you value. Your own vision is the key to unlocking your potential, and when you commit to it fully, nothing can stand in your way. Sacrifice is a concept often misunderstood and avoided, but it is an essential component of achieving anything meaningful in life. When you set out to achieve something great, there will always be something that must be given up. The road to success is not paved with comfort and ease. It requires making difficult choices and letting go of things that, at least in the moment, seem important or desirable. Sacrifice isn't about deprivation for the sake of it. It's about prioritizing your long-term goals over short-term comforts, about choosing the bigger picture over the temporary pleasure or convenience that may hold you back. At its core, sacrifice means trade-offs. It's the realization that in order to gain something valuable, something more meaningful, something that will fulfill you in the long run, you must let go of things that might be distracting, unimportant, or misaligned with your vision. This could mean sacrificing time, comfort, relationships, or even old habits that have been holding you back. It's a conscious decision to forego the immediate gratification of the present in favor of the lasting reward of the future. The need for sacrifice becomes especially evident when you have big dreams, ambitious goals, and a desire to live a life of purpose. When you pursue greatness, there is always a price to be paid. It's easy to want everything at once, to desire success without struggle, achievement without effort. But those who succeed understand that the price of success isn't something that's paid once and forgotten. It's a constant, ongoing commitment. Every step forward requires something. Sometimes that means sacrificing your time, energy, or comfort zones. Sometimes it means saying no to distractions, to lesser goals, or to the people and things that don't align with your ultimate vision. Sacrifice often involves letting go of old parts of yourself, the habits, beliefs, or even relationships that may have once served you but no longer do. It's about shedding the weight that slows you down and freeing yourself to move forward. Whether it's the sacrifice of time spent with friends or the comfort of taking a break when your body and mind are exhausted, the decision to sacrifice can feel difficult. But it's in these moments of discomfort that your resilience is built and your ability to stay the course is solidified. In the process of sacrifice, you also gain clarity about what truly matters. As you let go of the superficial distractions, you begin to realize what is essential to your vision. Sacrifice allows you to focus your energy and attention on what will bring you closer to your goals, rather than being scattered by the trivial demands of everyday life. It sharpens your sense of purpose and helps you distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. Many people shy away from sacrifice because it feels like a loss, but in reality, it is an investment in your future. Every sacrifice you make is a seed planted in the soil of your ambition. It may not bear fruit immediately, but in time, those sacrifices will manifest as the success, fulfillment, and growth you've been striving for. The more committed you are to your vision, the more willing you are to make those sacrifices, and the more profound the rewards will be. There's a psychological power in sacrifice. It builds character, it strengthens your self-discipline, increases your patience, and deepens your sense of purpose. Sacrifice forces you to prioritize what truly matters, to choose the hard path because you know it will lead you to something greater. Without sacrifice, there is no progress. Without sacrifice, there is no greatness. The highest achievers in any field understand that to attain their goals, they must be willing to give something up, to endure discomfort, and to remain focused on the long-term rewards. Ultimately, the need for sacrifice is not something to be feared, but embraced. It's a reminder that greatness doesn't come without cost. It's about choosing your future self over your present self, about aligning your actions with your deepest values and long-term vision. Sacrifice is not a loss. It is the greatest form of investment you can make in your future. It's the willingness to pay the price now so that you can reap the rewards later. And those who understand this will always be the ones who achieve what they set out to accomplish. Growth through adversity is one of the most powerful and transformative experiences a person can go through. Life is full of challenges, unexpected setbacks, hardships, failures, and obstacles. They can seem overwhelming and insurmountable at times, but it is through these very difficulties that true growth occurs. Adversity forces you to confront the deepest parts of yourself, to stretch beyond your comfort zone, and to rise to the occasion in ways you never thought possible. In moments of adversity, you're faced with a choice. You can either succumb to the weight of your circumstances, or you can use those challenges as opportunities for growth. Growth through adversity is not about avoiding hardship or hoping that life will become easier. It's about learning how to navigate through difficulty, how to adapt, and how to emerge stronger on the other side. Every struggle you face has the potential to teach you something valuable if you are willing to learn from it. Adversity forces you to tap into inner reserves of strength, courage, and resilience that you may not even know you possess. When everything seems to be falling apart, you have two options: to stay down or to find the strength to get back up. The ability to bounce back after facing challenges, to keep moving forward when the world feels like it's against you, is what builds true character. It's in those moments of struggle that you realize your capacity for endurance, for problem solving, and for perseverance. This process of growth is often painful. It's difficult to see any value in hardship when you're in the midst of it. But hardship has a unique way of molding you. It refines you, chisels away at the weaknesses, and teaches you to face fear, failure, and frustration with a sense of purpose and determination. Over time, these experiences leave you more capable, more prepared for future challenges, and more aware of your own potential. Adversity also brings clarity. When things are going well, it's easy to become complacent, to take your success and comfort for granted. But when you're in the middle of adversity, you're forced to reevaluate everything. You start to understand what truly matters, what you're willing to fight for, and what kind of person you want to become. Challenges strip away the superficial, leaving only what's essential. You are forced to dig deep within yourself and make the tough decisions that align with your core values, rather than the distractions or conveniences that used to cloud your judgment. The greatest achievements often come from the greatest challenges. Look at any successful individual or endeavor, and you'll find that it wasn't achieved without obstacles. Adversity sharpens you like a blade being honed. Without the pressure of the challenges, you wouldn't have been forced to develop the grit, wisdom, or perseverance that success requires. Those who have experienced significant hardship tend to be the ones who emerge with the deepest sense of gratitude, strength, and understanding, because they know the price of success and the value of resilience. Furthermore, adversity is the birthplace of innovation. When faced with constraints or struggles, creativity often flourishes. You are pushed to think outside the box, to find solutions in places you might not have considered. In times of adversity, you find out what you're really capable of, how resourceful, determined, and innovative you can be when you have no other choice but to find a way. But growth through adversity doesn't just happen automatically. It requires a mindset that is open to learning, a willingness to embrace discomfort, and the courage to keep moving forward. even when the road ahead is unclear. It's about viewing challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones on the path to becoming the best version of yourself. It requires resilience, the ability to keep going when things get tough, to keep showing up even when the future looks uncertain, and to believe in your own ability to rise above the hardship. In the end, adversity isn't something to be avoided or feared. It's an essential part of life that offers opportunities for growth, strength, and transformation. Those who are willing to face adversity head on, to learn from it, and to grow through it are the ones who achieve greatness. The hardships you encounter in life are not the end of the road. There are the lessons and challenges that prepare you for the success that lies ahead. The deeper the adversity, the greater the growth. And it is through adversity that you discover the true depth of your resilience, your potential, and your ability to overcome anything life throws your way. The final realization comes at the end of a journey, but often it's not a destination you can see from the beginning. It's the moment when you look back and see how far you've come, and you realize that everything, every struggle, every victory, every sacrifice has led you to a deeper understanding of who you are and what truly matters in life. The final realization is not just about achieving your goals or reaching a particular milestone. It's about the clarity and wisdom that comes from the process, the transformation you've undergone, and the lessons you've learned along the way. Throughout your life, you will accumulate experiences, some painful, some joyful, but all of them contributing to your growth. You may chase after external markers of success, money, status, recognition, but in the end, you'll find that the true value of life is not found in what you acquire or achieve, but in the person you become as a result of your experiences. The final realization is that the external pursuits were never the end goal. They were simply a part of the journey to understanding yourself, your purpose, and the impact you wish to have on the world. The process of growth often involves an evolving understanding of what success means. Early on, success may seem like a concrete outcome, a promotion, a victory, the approval of others. But as you gain more experience, you start to realize that true success isn't defined by these external markers. It's about finding peace within yourself, living authentically, and staying true to your values, no matter what the world around you says. The final realization is understanding that success is a byproduct of living in alignment with your deeper sense of purpose, not a destination to be chased at any cost. It's also the realization that the challenges and hardships you face aren't setbacks, but rather essential parts of your growth. They are the moments when your resilience is built, your character is forged, and your understanding of the world expands. Looking back, you begin to see that the difficult moments were the very things that taught you what you are capable of. The final realization is accepting that struggle is not a sign of failure, but a necessary part of the journey. Without adversity, there can be no real growth. Another critical part of this final realization is understanding the importance of letting go. Throughout your life, you will hold on to beliefs, habits, and people that no longer serve you. The final realization often involves letting go of these attachments and embracing a more flexible, open-minded approach to life. You come to understand that holding on too tightly to what is familiar or comfortable can prevent you from moving forward, and that true growth often involves releasing what no longer aligns with your current path. This realization also brings a sense of gratitude, a deep appreciation for the journey itself, not just the end result. You come to understand that every step, every misstep, every high and every low was necessary for your personal development. You may not have understood it at the time, but looking back, you see that everything served a purpose. The final realization is that life is not a straight line toward an idealized destination, but rather a winding road full of lessons and opportunities for growth. Every experience, every person you meet, every challenge you face is a part of a much larger story, one that is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. This final realization also includes the awareness that there is always more to learn, more to experience, and more to become. No matter how much you accomplish or how much you grow, there is always another layer to uncover, another level of understanding to reach. The journey of self-discovery and growth doesn't have a clear-cut end. It's an ongoing process. The final realization, then, is not an endpoint, but a deep understanding that the process itself is what truly matters. In the end, the final realization is about finding peace with who you are, embracing your journey, and accepting that life is full of uncertainty but also full of potential. It's about recognizing that the answers you seek are often already inside you. It's the realization that your worth is not determined by your achievements or by the approval of others, but by your ability to stay true to yourself, to learn from every experience, and to keep growing. The final realization is the understanding that life, in all its complexity, is a gift, one that you have the power to shape one decision at a time. In conclusion, the journey we each embark on is uniquely ours. We will face challenges, doubt ourselves, and encounter obstacles that seem insurmountable, but it's in these moments that we discover our true strength, resilience, and the depth of our potential. Every sacrifice, every failure, every moment of adversity contributes to the person we are becoming. The vision you hold for your life is yours alone, and it is not defined by the expectations of others, but by your own desires, passions, and purpose. Stay committed to that vision, even when it seems distant or out of reach. Remember, growth comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from embracing it and learning from it. You are capable of more than you know, and the final realization is that the power to shape your future lies within you. So keep moving forward, remain steadfast in your purpose, and know that every step you take is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. The road may be long, but the reward is worth the journey.